Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us right here. A great special edition for everyone out there that's tuned into the Tejano Time podcast. We are sharing it, this broadcast, right, on several platforms. So we thank each and every one of you guys out there that are tuned in. Make sure you share the live as well. Share the live as the interview starting right now. As a matter of fact, right now, Mr. Mike Hinojosa, I would like to welcome him to the show from Mike Law over in Pasadena, Texas. Mike, welcome to the show, my brother.
Hey Keith, how you been, man?
Been fantastic, man. How about yourself? You've been pretty
Oh,
busy.
we're doing real good, staying productive, staying in the community. We're just having fun though at the same time.
Yes, and it's always good to catch up with you. It's been a minute, but it's been a long minute. But we are going to catch up today. There's a lot to talk about in this short hour here on the show. Again, guys, if you're tuned in, share the live wherever you're at. We're on Houston's TejanoHits.com Facebook page. We're also on Tejano Time and on YouTube as well, guys. So you guys out there, share the information, or there might be some information you might want, you might need. Just stay tuned to the show here. We've got all kinds of stuff to talk about right here. So, Mike, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Hey, my name is Mike Hinojosa, born and raised in Houston, Texas. From the southeast side of Houston, I pretty much grew up with Tejano music. I had the Island Club right around the corner from me in my neighborhood. Uh, After that, I pretty much stayed in Texas, went to school, graduated Texas A&M, became a Houston police officer. Did my time there. I did about 18 years before I became a attorney here in Texas. So it was not a career path I knew growing up, and it just kind of fell into it. But we are now a personal injury and immigration law firm. We are based here out of Pasadena, Texas, but we represent cases all throughout Texas and some across the country actually too.
Awesome.
So we handle car accident claims, 18-wheeler claims, injuries at work, and then my law partner of counsel, Mr. Marco Nava, he helps handle me in immigration matters as well too. So we kind of handle everything we can.
Definitely a lot on your plate, but you definitely got the folks behind you to attack all that other great stuff as well. So, tell me a little bit about what inspired you to take on those 18 years there, just to be, in law enforcement. That is.
Yeah, like I said, I grew up right there, 45 Telephone. If you know the area, it was predominantly Latino, and growing up, I loved just being outside part of the community. I grew up around there, and I just wanted a way where I found myself before that in a job where I was stuck in a box, and that is something I really did not want to do. I didn't see myself doing it in 5 years. The idea came across to, hey, try this out, and went to go sign up. Next thing I know, I was in the academy, and I was loving every minute. So it was able to way for me to give back, kind of protect my community, because I went back to where I lived. I know that area, so I knew it very well, and it was just a way to help the people I know, protect the citizens I know, and just give back when I could.
Yeah. So, what led you to make the career change again? From law enforcement now into injury, personal injury lawyer, immigration as well, también. So, what made that happen? I guess probably 18 years of law enforcement had a lot to do with it. I would assume.
Yeah, it did. I've become real familiar with the legal process. I handled so many accidents when I was officer. I was a sergeant too as well, so I supervised a bunch of scenes. I have extensive investigative experience. I mean, I jumped around from gang investigations to felony investigations to child crimes, auto theft crimes. So I pretty much knew how to work a case. I knew how to investigate a case. And I just kind of took the skills I had. I said, hey, let me try something new. My wife was already kind of in the legal field. So I said, I can do this too. I just need your support. So what I did, I applied to law school, got in, I finished early. But it was tough. It was not an easy road. I mean, I went to work in the morning, then I went to school at night. So I wasn't home till like 10 o'clock at night. But I mean, we're here, we did it. Things are good now and everything's rolling.
And I would say that, again, being a police officer kind of prepared you for where you're at today, and just basically what you stated right now. You know what I mean? It kind of got you kind of prepared for your well, right now, law firm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of opened the door for you, and there's a lot. Like you said, you dealt with a lot of different things, from accidents and gang related deals there in the streets and whatnot. So, but it's something that your time as a police officer, you know what I mean, prepared you to get where you're at today. We are talking about Mike Law, Mike Hinojosa. He's a personal injury lawyer and immigration. Guys, if you're just tuning into the show right now, joining us, he's going to have some useful information for you guys. We'll get to some questions here throughout the show as well. If you have any questions, feel free to inbox us as well, and we'll get to those throughout the show whenever we get a chance. So, where what are some of the lessons from the law enforcement that you still use today? You know, that you had back then.
One of the things I see the most that I would say with law enforcement is you're thrown into situations you're very uncomfortable with at first.
Hmm.
And that can range from just being in a house where you're not familiar with, the that racial background or that religion background or just people you never dealt with before and everything. And you have to learn to get yourself out of those situations. But one of the main thing I found is if you treat people with respect, you're going to get that respect back. And that kind of helped me get through a lot of things and, help these people when they needed it in, when these acts of crimes, when stuff that they didn't want happening to them happened to them. And I kind of transitioned into that, what I'm doing now, because that's essentially what I'm doing. But at the same time, I'm handling these cases now where people have been involved in horrible accidents,
Right.
horrible work accidents and everything. And they're coming to you for help. They need help. They need some of them don't have medical insurance. Some of them don't know where to go. They're getting bombarded left and right, probably from a lot of people saying, hey, I know this attorney, I know this attorney, I know that. But, and so it's all kind of traumatic for them. And we just kind of help ease that process. And hey, just once you sign up with us, as I say, it's one call Mike Law. That's all you need. And from that moment on, we take it head on for you. And so we kind of protect our people. We help them and we guide them through the whole process. And that's essentially what the police work was for me too, as well, is hey, we stood up for the people that needed help when we needed it. And so now I'm stuck here now.
Yeah, definitely. The phone number was on the screen, guys, as well. We'll get it out there again for you guys out there. And you can also visit them online. Okay. Mike Law right there. It says themikelaw.com as well. Visit the website. También they'll have some more useful information for you guys as we carry on the show. También, again, it's always great to talk to outside of the music because we always have a lot of guests on the show, the music. This is the very first time I've had an actual attorney on the show, guys. Okay. And probably not going to be the last, but I mean, it's something different that we're trying to do here. But it's great to have Mike on the show as well. Like I said, it's been over a little over a year since I've seen Mike. We had a show there at his previous location, and we're going to touch on that right now, though, Mike. Before you were at another different location over a little over a year ago, maybe more than about a year ago. But you're at a brand new location now, man. So tell us a little bit about the new location, which is located at 907 West Fall Avenue.
Yes, sir. So when you first met me, we were in our initial office and things just kind of grew from there. We got more staff. I had another attorney join me and everything. So things kind of grew. So we kind of outgrew that space.
Mm-hmm.
I think the last time I saw you was for the Fiebre Fest. We were doing that, wasn't it?
Yes,
I
the
believe that was
40th.
going down. Yeah, we were hosting the Fiebre. That was a great turnout. And so now we found a, small house pretty much 4 blocks away from where we were originally. We're still here in Pasadena. And we just kind of retrofitted it to fit a law firm, and it's been good since. We're right there in the dead heart of the community. We have residents around us. We have some commercial businesses around us, but we're right there in old Pasadena Town Square. If I walk out to my driveway, I can see it. Pasadena is dear to me because my office is here, but I'm also a resident here. I do
Yeah,
live out in Pasadena, so
Pasadena.
I still keep it with La Raza and mi gente,
Oh yeah.
so it's good.
Yeah, keeping it real, guys, right? So that's something right there that we want to mention right there. Hello, Dodi Rodriguez, who is tuned into the show as well, and also George Avensis from California as well, tuned into the show, guys.
Cali.
So yes, so we appreciate you guys tuning in to the share the live, okay, guys. If you guys need some info, feel free to drop some questions in there, something that you might want to know, or a phone number and all that other good stuff. Info. We got more questions for him, but we also want to touch on a lot of things with Mike. You know what I mean? Your background, educational wise. I mean, Texas A&M University. You stated that at the beginning of the show, right there.
Yeah.
University of Houston downtown. You studied over there. As well, and the South Texas College of Law. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you got to 3 different locations there, to 3 different schools, should I say, right there, man. And who was your biggest mentor through all that, right there, to get you where you're at today?
I want to say my parents were my biggest pushers for education.
Yeah,
Growing up, they didn't know too much about, when you're growing up, in that time, they just didn't know anything. And it was like, hey, when you grow up, you got to be a doctor, you got to be a lawyer. But, they didn't know what that meant. They didn't know what it entailed. They didn't know the doctor field had 20 different specialties, or lawyer field has 100 different specialties and going on that. And
yeah,
so I just kind of stuck with that. But then when you realize that you're growing up and you're doing all the experiences, there's so many ways out there to make money
Hmm.
and so many different professions and fields that you can get into. But, growing up, I didn't have anybody to turn to for doing that as well.
Yeah.
Um, and so education was always one of those foundations where I can go, I can jump into it, learn about it, or if it's going to help me in my career, and obviously do better for myself. That's what I did. When I went to Texas A&M, like I said, I was studying the health field, and I did that right after I graduated. But like I said, I was stuck in a box, and I didn't see myself at 21, 22 years old, stuck in a cubicle, want to be there for 5 years doing the exact same thing I was doing. You're young. I was trying to get out there, and so when I joined
Hmm.
the police department, it was good, but they also have the benefit of, hey, they help you through school. You if you do this, if you go get another degree, we're going to pay you more. Hey, if you go out there, your overtime rate's going to go up. So I was
Yeah.
benefiting, myself, my family by getting education more, but at the same time, I was learning a lot.
Hmm.
My master's was in criminology, so I kind of learned the outside field of just actual criminal work. So when it helped me in my investigations, it helped me pursue better reports, and it helped me know if conditions were actually right for what I was doing. We have so
Yeah.
many guys out here that, as a sergeant, I saw that their reports weren't as good, and so I tried guiding them to say, hey, you're trying to convict somebody here for a felony. What you're writing is it's not sufficient. We need to make it better if you actually feel that way. And so that kind of helped me. And then when I joined the law profession, it was the same thing. I already knew what I was going to jump into. I kind of knew what I was going to do, and I just put my foot down and did it. It's just one
You
step
did
after the
it.
other. I told myself, just keep going.
Keep
I
going.
think I'm
Yeah.
done now, though. I'm kind of had my limit in school. So
Yeah, well, that's one question I had for you. Man, looking back, on that right there is that when it's today, you know what I mean? Is that something you still continue to do to educate yourself as you go, as the years turn on? Is there always something new that you can pick up? You know?
but yeah, there's so many skills you can pick up. As an attorney, we have what's called CLEs, and they're just continuing education courses. The
There you
same
go.
way a doctor has continuing education, the same way any officer still has continuing education. There's stuff we can learn, and just it's helped us in our practice because the law is changing pretty much monthly right now
Yeah.
with so many new,
So many.
policies going out. And with this current administration, our immigration department is just constantly trying to keep up. There's
Yeah.
so many things new moving. Supreme Court is making new decisions all the time with stuff we're doing, and so we have to. You're working it one way for so long, and then hey, we got something new working now, so you got to learn that all over again.
Yeah, well, that's you're very, very right on that. 100% on point. So, George does have a question. I don't know maybe if we can get into it or not, but just a little short and sweet one. We're going to try to get something for you right here, George, just right quick. He says here, the state of Texas being Mexican, there's a lot of prejudice. What are the most common red flags you notice when a client's immigration case has been mishandled or stalled, and what can they do about it?
Pretty much one of the most things you do is not be able to contact your attorney. I will say, we've had so many clients come in and they come and say, "Hey, I met with this one attorney. I paid them $5,000, and now I've never heard from them again." Okay. And, as attorneys, especially with immigration right now, that we're seeing is we have to be straight up and honest with a lot of people. Sometimes the news that we give is not going to be something that they want to hear. And
Right, right.
sometimes their cases, not in their benefit to them or their family, but we have to be open and honest with them. My last thing I hate doing, being an officer, I learned to filter through a lot of BS and I stick towards the facts of what I have. And
Hmm.
I try to keep that same mentality when I'm talking with people is, hey, these are the facts of what we have. This is what we could possibly do. These are your options. And then we go from there. And so if your attorney cannot be open and honest with you and say exactly what's at stake, and B, you say if they have no, we can do this, try this, that, and if you pay me a little more, we can do that. That is a big red flag. And having so much money put up front without any communication whatsoever, that is also a huge red flag with what we're dealing with.
There you go. I hope that answers your question there, George. We appreciate the comment. Thank you so much. And if you guys got any more questions out there as well in the future, and you need to get some information, or you need to speak to someone right there, I'm going to flash another number right here on the screen for you guys right here. Okay, injury and immigration is 1-844-HTX Mike. All right, that's the law offices of Mike Law, Pasadena. So you guys, if you need some information, feel free to give those guys a call. They will definitely, talk to you, or they've got a great staff there. I've met many of them there at the office in the past, and they're very, very open to conversating with just about anybody. So if you have any questions, feel free to give them a call. I know that's gonna a lot of people are out there tuned into the show that have questions and stuff. We're not going to get to every single question, guys. We would love to, but we're kind of shedding some light here on Mike Law right now, right? But it never. I'm not saying he doesn't want to answer your questions. He definitely would love to answer each and every one of your questions, but it'd be a whole lot easier if his staff can take the calls and guide you in the right direction there
I'll
as
just
well.
say this,
So
Keith. With immigration, every case is going to be different.
yeah.
And so the way we handle our immigration cases right now, some people have questions about visas. Some people have, questions about work status or going on, or they're being detained right now. And so every case is going to be different pretty much based on the options what we got. So when you call my office and you call my firm, pretty much what we do is we just do an initial intake. Okay. And it's going to be a huge packet of questions that we have to ask you, just to see what kind of options that we have available for you. Do you have kids here? Have you been paying some kind of taxes? Do you have employment here or something like that? And then we work with you to see the options that you have available. My attorney Marco Nava sits down, he reads the whole packet, he starts looking at it, and then we schedule a one-on-one interview with you. And that's all free of charge, free consultations and everything for that first initial contact that we have. And then we'll go through the options with you. We'll sit down and talk to you and say, hey, these are the options that we have, A, B, C, D, or these are the ones that we could possibly do, going from there. But, we need that information up front first to see what kind of options that we have available. When you have sometimes these broad questions and everything, we don't have a definite answer right there and then.
Exactly.
Until I get more information from you, just on your background, when you've been, when you got here and stuff like that.
Yeah. So it's some work, guys. So yes, but to get the process started, you have to call the number. All right.
That's the main thing.
That's the main thing right there, guys. And I'm going to flash that screen, that number out there. There's a couple of them actually right there on the screen for you guys to call as well. Right there, one call, Mike Law, guys. All right. If you guys need some info, they're going to guide you in the right direction. It's not going to be one question. Like he said, it's going to be a stack of questions. So, but hey, these guys are very well experienced, very professional. They know what they're talking about. They're in it, and they're in it for the long haul. So, as to anything you need, give those guys a call. We're talking about Mike Law and his team. They're in Pasadena, Texas, guys. All right. Brand new location. If you guys have not visited that location or not, you can't find it, or you're looking for it, 907 Westfall Avenue. Okay. It's not at the location he was at before, but like he said, it's only a few blocks from the original location where he was at formerly. So it's definitely. So Mike, what type of injury cases do you handle most often?
I would say a bulk of our cases are going to be accident cases. Especially here in the city of Houston and around Texas. It happens almost every 5 minutes, pretty much. There's an accident in Houston. So, those are a bulk of our cases that we handle, and some of them are small, some of them are major. Sometimes there's some major injury involved in these cases, especially now with, these cars going so much faster and people just paying less attention, whether it be phone, something in the background, eating lunch or something in their car, going from there. So that's what we handle. And pretty much if, you get involved in an accident, you call our office, we'll take it from there. You don't have to talk to anybody else unless it's one of our healthcare providers, or you talk to us about your case and everything, but you don't have to deal with the insurances. You don't have to deal with the headaches of, trying to find somebody to take care of you, trying to find health coverage. You may or may not have insurance, and we'll take it from there. Your job when you call my office is just to get better, and then let me know when you feel better.
There you go. That's right. So how do you build trust with clients during difficult times, Mike?
The main thing is just understanding kind of where they're at to begin with. Every case is, like I said, is going to be different. Every pain is going to be different. Every story is going to be different. And sometimes it affects some people more than it does others. When, I have some cases right now where they can't do things that they did before, and they're starting to realize, hey, I'm not going to be that same person. I can't. Some people can't lift their kids the way they used to. Some people can't play outside how they were. And so the main thing we want to do is try to comfort them during that time and establish a line of communication where, hey, tell me exactly what's going on so I can build your story for your case. If I just look at medical records sometimes, that's not going to tell the whole story. So my main thing is with my staff is we continue to communicate with you. We do it any way we can, whether it be through text message, emails, phone calls, and everything. We do want to hear from you. And then just tell us your story. And, when I'm writing these legal documents that I need is I'm telling your story about how it's affecting you and what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. So what separates Mike Law from other firms?
Well,
I had to ask you that.
With attorneys, you always hear so much and everything. But hey, I'm not here to down anybody else. A lot of these guys are my good friends, and there's more than enough working around for all of us. what we're doing. But the main thing that separates us is, hey, we built our platform on the community.
Mhm.
I chose to be an attorney that didn't, I don't want to put you out there showing settlement checks. I don't want to be out there, taking pictures of you receiving all this money and stuff like say you get from a case, because at the same time, you've been through so much. You've
Right.
already, experienced the wreck. You had to go to treatment. And the last thing I want to do to you is showboat you about what you did. And no, my main goal is to be on the community, continue to give back to the community. And I show up to these events. I'm talking to people. And so I choose to be, I'm the attorney that's going to be there. And I'm going to be the attorney that's going to be there when you don't need me at the same time. So I just always like being available.
There you go. That's a great answer right there.
Oh,
Mike
thank you.
Baugh, guys, right there in Pasadena, Texas. Okay. Um, Mike is very, very involved in the community there in Pasadena, and of course, surrounding areas. And Houston does what he can there. Of course, Pasadena mainly. That's where he's from, and that's where his office is located. But he has done some outstanding. I mean, I'm talking about outstanding different functions out there for kids, scholarships. Man, let's talk about that scholarship there. You're talking about five seniors, $500 scholarships. So I know that passed, but that was something that you did that you
Yeah.
get. I mean, that's amazing, man. Tell us about a little bit of why you get so involved there with the community.
So, I mean, I just do it. I know it's not much. We were barely starting when I first did that. We started out with three when I first started. I was trying to make it work, but it was something that I really wanted to do. And now we kept
Yeah.
growing, we kept growing and growing, and now we're up to five. I'm going through all the applications. We had a good chunk of applications going right now, and I'm probably going to extend that more than five because some of these stories that I'm hearing from these kids are just awesome.
Hmm.
And this scholarship, when I decided to do it, I didn't want it to be totally academic based,
Hmm.
because these kids have already been, some of these kids just feel like nobody's out to help them, even if you get
Right.
B's or maybe you might get a C and everything, because everybody has a different story. My main thing I like hearing in these is what's your story and what are you going to do about it, pretty much. I like hearing the backgrounds, the struggles you've been through and what you want to go through. And it's not just for academic based because the world is changing right now. Education is not a big thing. Nobody needs some degrees in some topics. And so they like going to trade school because
Hmm.
whether they got to, take care of family issues or whatever, or they just want to go out there and start making a difference in the world. So they, I don't strict it towards going to university. I don't know that, if you want to go to trade school, be cosmetology, welder, something like that, it still
Yeah.
works. But the main goal when I did this was I want to hear people's story and give back for that. You've
Yeah.
been through so much already and you need someone to support you.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that is very true. Again, that was one function that you did there. You also participate and sponsor a lot of events around the city there of Pasadena, from the Strawberry Fest. You do your own thing for Easter. You had an Easter Bunny photo deal there at the brand new location as well recently, back in April. So I mean, it's just it's ongoing every year and every month, every other month. You guys are participating in a lot of great things around the community. We got to give you guys a big pat on the back for that.
Well,
Not too
thank you.
many people do that. Not too many people go out there and I know there's other people that do, but I mean, you see it most, and you guys shine a lot. Being from Pasadena, you're that's your hometown. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
have that support from one of the local businesses is just amazing. And I know that's kind of tough to do. It's hard to find. Not just an attorney, but a local business person to actually go out there and do things for the community. And you host your own functions as well at times.
Yeah, we
So.
do. And, we try to partner with who we can partner with. There's so many businesses out here that want to help in the same way. And at the same time, there's events that we like hosting as well. Like I said, we had that Easter function recently. Right after the Easter function, we had a college event for kids, to come learn about the whole college, scholarship process, application process, FAFSA process, and they were there to talk to counselors, school counselors, financial aid people, and just get ready for the new year coming up and everything.
Mhm.
One of our biggest events is going to be our pumpkin party in October. We host that every year. I think last year we gave out 1,000 pumpkins to kids, and
Wow.
we have a good time out there. There's costume contests, there's vendors. We have a bunch of people. I think last year we had over 1,200 people show up. We gave out 1,000 pumpkins. Kids were having a ball and everything, and it's a good time. And we sponsor what we can. We help out these little leagues. We help out cooking teams when they come out. We go from big to little. I mean, we're not discriminating against anybody. If some people
Yeah.
need our help, and if it's in within our power to help, then we're out there.
Yeah. That's Mike Law, guys, right there. Mike Law. We're talking about Mr. Mike Hinojosa, attorney there in Pasadena, Texas. He is here on Tejano Time podcast and all of our other platforms as well. You guys share the life, man. These guys are probably logging in late or not, but you guys can still check out the episode after the fact. What I was going to ask you a question here. I had it on the tip of my tongue also. What are the biggest mistakes people make after an accident? I know you got that
First
answer.
mistake a lot of people make is saying, I'm fine. I'm not hurt. I'm fine. And, with all these dash cams and cell phones out there and everything, that is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. And then I will say the second mistake is not documenting everything. The way I see it is you have to be like you're your own investigator at first when you get, this is going to be your crime scene
Yeah.
pretty much. So the way I see it is take pictures of everything. I want your phone overloaded with so many pictures of your car, the other person, license plates, insurance, what you have, because especially if you're in Houston or like a bigger city,
Hmm.
depending where you're at, you're not going to get a police officer response.
Yeah.
These guys are dealing with 100 calls a time, and as it goes, if it's a regular fender bender, and they're not going to come out and do a report sometimes, and you're going to be stuck with kind of proving your own case. And the last thing you want is an insurance to say, well, there's no evidence, no other thing that we have. It's just your story against hers.
No.
There's not much else we can go on from there. And so, that's one of the main things. So I would say if you're ever involved in an accident, first three things is, make sure you don't make any statements against you, document everything, and then call us, and we'll take care of it from there.
And that's something they should do immediately thereafter. Well, of course, make sure everyone is okay and whatnot, guys. So,
Yeah,
but definitely, like he said, you got to be your own investigator at that point. You know what I mean? So that's something you want to take care of right there. Even if you're able to, you know what I mean, or someone else in the vehicle. But
yeah.
that's some of the mistakes that a lot of people make. Like you said, yeah, that definitely is a true fact right there. So, how long do injury cases typically take?
Man, you know what? That's a question we get a lot, and it's gonna range. Like, I hate to use a lawyer answer, it depends, but that's just kind of what it is.
Yeah.
You're kind of, based on pretty much what kind of insurance coverage the person has, what kind of injuries you're sustained with and everything. And sometimes there's just not enough to go around, and we have to make sure, all that's covered because we want to protect you. We want to protect, all your assets and everything going from there. But I would say the typical process can range, if it's basic. I mean, we can go all the way from a couple months to almost 2 years, especially in Harris County right now. I mean, if we're filing a lawsuit on that, our court date's not for a year and a half right now in Harris County. Other
Yeah.
counties are a lot quicker, but it kind of just depends where your accident is and what you're doing going from there.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. So again, going back to the immigration, Mike, what inspired you guys to begin practicing immigration? Because at one point it was just injury, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my partner of counsel, Mr. Marco Nava, he's also a former police officer too as well. He
Okay.
was a lieutenant with HPD. He retired, and now he's practicing immigration law. And the thing that caught him the most was his dad. His dad his dad was a legal immigrant, and he went through the battles of trying to get him as a legal citizen, and he saw what it took,
Yeah.
and that's what pushed him to follow this and everything. And one of the hardest parts for me and for him as well was, hey, when we were police officers, we tried not to be Google. We didn't want you to know who we are. We wanted to be ungoogleable because just because of the stuff we dealt with. Like I said, I was in a gang unit. I was undercover for a little bit, and then I worked in child crimes. I was working these things, and so I lived a life where I was ungoogleable. You Google
Hmm.
my name, you would find the superintendent of Dallas with the same name as mine. But
Yeah.
when you become an attorney now, it's like, hey, these people got to be able to find you because this
Yeah.
is how you get your business.
Yeah.
And he was in the same boat as me. And when we had known each other beforehand and everything, I said, hey, let's partner up and let's just get out there and do this. And I can handle the marketing, the publicity, what we do, just because I'm a little more outspoken, a little more outgoing than he is. I will say, I'll toot my own horn on that. And he agreed and said, hey man, let's do it. And kind of fell from there.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. So that's how that came along, guys. If you guys are
Yeah.
tuned in and wanted to know and get the inside scoop on that right there as well, man. So, uh, biggest misconceptions about the immigration law. Did you guys get any of that?
Biggest misconceptions going around right now. Oh, that pretty much if you hire an immigration attorney that everything's going to be okay. That is a lot of misconceptions where, hey, if I pay this money, things are going to work out.
Yeah.
Because that's just it just kind of depends on what the administration is seeing right now. The things that we're having trouble with at the same time is just what's going on in with this administration, current policies and everything is what we're fighting. And it's been an uphill battle. It has been a real uphill battle with some of these new policies going forth. And we, like I said before, we don't like lying. We don't like telling people everything's going to be okay. We be very upfront with the options available to you. And
Yeah.
so my main thing is I tell people if you have an issue, if you're worried about something, get on the phone now and talk from there. Okay, going from there. Call somebody up. I prefer my office. Like I said, we're straightforward with you. Always research the background of who you're hiring. Make sure you
Yeah.
know you know somebody will go from there, and
Yeah.
that that they have the credentials to back up what they're saying to you.
Exactly. Yeah. Very, very, very true. So again, we're speaking with Mike Hinojosa, guys, of Mike Law in Pasadena, Texas. I'm going to flash those numbers on the screen. So if you guys need some info or anything like that, to give them a call at the office. Okay, right there. The numbers are on the screen, guys. Write them down, take notes, and it's there. So any useful information you can get off the show as well that you can use, give them a call, and they will again lead you to the right direction. There, hopefully things work out for the best for a lot of you guys out there. So why is supporting first responders still close to your heart, Mike?
I mean, it's what it's sometimes it's just about doing, there's a lot of good officers out there doing right every day.
Hmm.
And I know a lot of these officers, they stood by me, they supported me, they helped me, they come for backup and aid my assistant. And it's just one of those things like if you're doing the right thing, good things are going to happen. And with the officers I work with in the community, and I believe with HPD mostly in general, I mean, we're essentially out there to help. You saw a lot of stuff from the past with everything. You heard about police departments doing this and that and everything, but
Yeah.
HPD was clear. Nothing happened with them. Everything's going smooth, and then, but it's kind of molded me into the person I have. I couldn't have these experiences without HPD. I couldn't be the person I am without HPD. I wouldn't have some of the friends I have today without HPD, and it wouldn't mold me to what I do. They gave me the opportunity. They paid for school. They helped me get through school at the same time, and they've always supported me. And I still have the support of HPD. I still
Yeah.
have the support of law enforcement here in Pasadena. I still have, support from everywhere. And so it's finding the good officers, standing by the good officers and standing up for them when they are doing that. But at the same time, there are some ones out there that do stick out, and we have to make
Hmm.
sure that they are called out for what they're doing, and going from there. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I support as much as I can because I was one. I know how it is. It's
Yes.
not easy. It's you're out there sacrificing yourself, doing what you can to protect the community, and I've been through there. I've been involved in situations where it was super scary, and I'm blessed to be where I'm at today because of it.
I bet, definitely, yeah. So, I mean, it has to be for most of these you guys out there, law enforcement. Period. It's a lot of things they go through day in and day out like that, and a lot of them don't get the respect that they deserve. You know what I mean? That's one thing. Mike, community again. We're going to go back to the community again.
Yeah.
That's something there that you know. Projects. Give me one of your community projects you're most proud of.
Let's see. I mean, we talked about the pumpkin party. That's one of the main ones that I hold pretty much here.
Hmm.
Halloween is very special to me. It is me and my wife's anniversary. So me
Okay.
and my wife got married on Halloween. I dressed up as Frankenstein, and she was Bride of Frankenstein that day. So Halloween has always been special, and it's a time for everybody to kind of let loose, and you get to dress up and be somebody you don't always want to be and everything. And so I thought of a way like, how can I have this be for the community where we can bring everybody and get everybody involved, and sometimes some people don't celebrate Halloween, but everybody loves pumpkins in the fall. So I said, hey, pumpkin
Yeah.
party sounds like a great idea. Going from there. And so it started out as a small event a couple of years ago. Like, hey, we gave out maybe 100, 200 pumpkins. And then last year it boomed over more. Now I give over 1,000 pumpkins with over 1,000 people showing up. And I think this year is going to be even bigger and better. And we're having fun with it.
Awesome.
But every event that we do is different. And we try to hit different areas like, hey, this one's about education. So we're learning about education. So, hey, this one's, about a foundation here in Pasadena giving back. We're going to sponsor Give That Back. We have Strawberry Festival here in Pasadena, and it's one of the biggest events here in Pasadena.
Hmm.
When I came to Pasadena, I said I want to be known as the Pasadena attorney because I felt that the people in Pasadena were super underrepresented, and they are growing year by year. And so when, I lived here, I saw it. I saw the people come in and then they left, trying to represent, but at the same time there was no actual Pasadena based lawyer, out there and saying, "Hey, this is who I am. I'm
Hmm.
here. I'm from you. This is what I wanted." And so when I started that, I tried doing that to say, "I'm here for you when you need it." And that was one of the best things. And so I joined Pasadena Strawberry Festival. I said, "I want to do this. So much fun." We joined the Pasadena Rodeo, which is big on education, which is big on agriculture. And so I'm meeting a bunch of students and kids, who do 4A, and some of them go to Rayburn, some of them go South Houston, some of them go, Adobe somewhere, going from there. And so I'm meeting all these kids from different backgrounds, doing different things, and it's awesome. And just getting back to the community to have somebody to go to and just talk to. With
Hmm.
these high
Yeah.
school seniors on these past thing, I met with a bunch of them going on there, and a lot of them were having hard times getting letter recommendations. They did okay in some classes and everything, but their character was real good. I could see they had good backgrounds and everything. So I told a lot of students, like, hey, if that's something you need, if all it takes is a letter of recommendation to write, come to my
Hmm.
office, start talking. We'll do some interviews. Let me see how you progress after 1 or 2 weeks and going from there. And I'll write that recommendation. It's just to have somebody to go to and support you, which a lot of people,
Exactly.
just don't have. And that's what we try to
Hmm.
do. We try to be that for the community, to be a business of support. I call
Yeah.
them, see what they can do. If they can help you out any way we can.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful, man. Some great stuff, guys. Some great stuff here. Mike and Hinojosa from Mike Law there in Pasadena, Texas. That location, once again, is 907 Westfall Avenue there in Pasadena. All right. Numbers were on the screen. We'll flash them up there for you again in just a few more minutes. He's talking about a lot of the events that they participate in, a lot of, and this is yearly, guys. I mean, it's always something. And it's not
Yeah.
just those. There's many others that these guys take pride in doing and to help out the community there. To get to the next level. That's just amazing. Amazing work from Mike and his team as well there. You got a
Thank you.
great team, man. Let's talk a little bit about your team that you have there at the office.
Yeah, my team is awesome. I mean, I have a great staff. They're always looking out for me. They always have my best interests. And I hate to use that cliche, we're like a little family or something, but we are. We know everybody's, kids. We know personal stuff and all that going in there. I got my case managers, Destiny, Lorena, Raquel. I got some high school. I got a high school student now who started as an intern, and she was awesome. So, she wanted to join the team too as well, Genevieve. We got Marco, my other attorney, and then we have my business operations, which is Anna. I know that's the one you know. She's
Yes.
my marketing genius and just is always out there. And I can't tell her no most of the time. She tells me to show up, and that's one of the biggest things is just showing up. Just
Showing up.
showing up, being there for the people, and someone and that's what people respect. That I've learned is you got to be that person that's out there with them, talking to them.
Yeah. She does a a fantastic job as well. I know we're coordinating some events down there. The festival that you have there in October, I believe, that we're going to be a part of as well. So
Awesome. I
that's
mean,
going to be
we we need some more Tejano events down here. I miss
yes.
it.
Yes, I know. And Mike, like you mentioned earlier, is a big time Tejano music lover. He
Oh,
has
yeah.
been from back in the days as well, and till this day. So that's amazing. So yeah, we're gonna collab on some things up and coming for sure. I'm gonna send some shout outs right quick. As that Teresa's watching the show. Tony Alvarez también. Saludos. Thank you for tuning in. Mera Mark Montalvo is also tuned into the show. Thank you.
What's up,
George
guys?
still in there. Junayed. Also Joaquin Rodriguez. A lot of people out there that are tuned in on one of our Rachel Alvarez también. Appreciate you guys tuning into the show on one of our platforms that I'm on here. I can't see the other ones, but if you guys are tuned in, share the live, okay? Share the live. We are talking and getting some inside information. Well, not inside information, just some information from Mike and Hinojosa, Mike Law Firm there in Pasadena, Texas, guys. So if there's a question or two that you'd like to ask before the show ends, feel free to drop it in the box, and if he's be able to answer that for you, we'll do so, okay? Stan. Leadership, Mike. What makes a great leader?
Oh, I mean, you threw me on that one. Let me
Yeah,
see.
real
You
quick,
know,
right? Curveball.
that's all good. No, I understand. No, being a great leader, just being somebody that people actually want to follow, and not because they have to follow. I think.
Yeah.
If you're a great leader, people want to support you. They want to be behind you. They understand what you're doing. The main thing is maintaining to your values and that people know exactly what your values are. And you can state your value is this and value that, but if you're not acting upon actual good values, it does stand out, and people recognize that hey, he talks the talk, but he's not walking it. But if you're actually doing what you said you're going to do, and your values actually stick up, people are going to follow you in that. And that's what being a good leader is having the people that want to follow you, not because they have to follow you,
They
I
have to
think.
follow you. Yeah. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. So I got some fun and personal questions for you, Mike.
Let's go.
Okay. What do you enjoy doing when you're not practicing law or not doing anything in the office? What do you enjoy doing?
I am a big time water guy. I love the
Okay.
beach. I love fishing. I'm a big time fisherman. Do a lot of Galveston Bay. Do a lot of out there inshore fishing. After that is just spending time with the family, kids, and then Astros. I am a
Astros.
huge Astros fan. So that is what I love doing outside of anything Mike Law or Mike Hinojosa going from there. The, those are my goalways, to get
Mhm.
to.
To get to. There you go. There you go. So what's something people will be surprised to know or to learn about you?
I'm slightly colorblind.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that, and it's a red green color blindness they called it when I was growing up. I don't know, some issues with purples and browns and greens I get confused on. So when I tell people that, they think I see in black and white, but that's not the case. But it's nothing that interrupts my day to day. I can tell I can still tell a red light from a green light, so we're okay there.
yeah, right.
And then let me see another thing. When I grew up, I had a huge stutter. I will say that, like horrible.
Yeah,
It still comes out every now and then. You'll hear it, but I mean, when I was growing up as a kid, it was crazy for
crazy. Yeah.
what I had. So
So on a busy day, Mike, or a busy morning, you're in for a long day there at the office. Coffee or energy drinks?
we start with coffee in the morning, and then we finish with energy drinks in the
Yeah.
afternoon.
Afternoon. Oh, there you go. So you knock them
We
out
have a
both right there.
continuous supply of energy drinks come to the house. I mean, we will say that we have a subscription to
By the
so.
pallet, guys. Okay. Should
By
I?
yeah, we have a subscription at the office, and so they come every couple of weeks. My staff enjoys them, and that's what they want to get through what they got to do. It's not
Yeah.
easy sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's late nights, hard days, and it's just got to get through what we got to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Get that work in for sure. For sure. Your favorite Texas destination?
Ooh, I'm gonna say Galveston.
Galveston.
It's
Okay.
my go-to. It's my peace away. It's where I go to all the time.
There you go.
You got South Padre. I love it. It's beautiful water over there too, but it's just so hard to get to from Houston sometimes.
Yeah.
With Galveston, I can get that same peace of mind where I don't hear the freeway.
Uh
All I
huh.
hear is the
Yeah.
waves in the background, and I'm happy. I'm okay. I just jump in a golf cart, drive around for a while, and have a good time.
There you go. That is a place to be. Again, like that, I never thought about that. Get away from the traffic. The noise of the traffic is one. It's just
Yeah,
something
I
you
mean,
hear.
you
It's
can go to a
common.
spot down on the west end and not hear sirens, not hear freeways, and it's just seagulls, wind, and the waves.
And the waves. There you go. And that's one thing he, like you mentioned earlier, the water is one of his favorite things as well. So
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome. So, if you weren't an attorney, Michael, what career would you think you'd be on right now? What would you choose?
Oh my god, I probably still would have been a police officer. I don't
Police
know.
officer. Yeah.
I would have been captain or chief, maybe. Who knows? But if I can go back and do my life over again, man, I don't know. I mean, I was big into math growing up, but I had no idea what engineering was. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know what an
Amazing.
industrial engineer did. I didn't know what a civil engineer did. I didn't know. And I think if I know now, because after going to A&M, I got to see what they kind of did. And I was like, man, that's pretty cool. But I was already invested too much doing my other degree. I couldn't go back and do engineering, but dumb me, I probably could have, but I just did it. And I think engineering would have been great. But the good thing is my son is has that same mentality as me where he's big into math and big into science. And ever since he was 8 years old, he wanted to be an engineer. So I'm trying to steer him into that path if that's
To
what he
that
wants to
path.
do, he enjoys doing it. That was his goal at 8 years old. Like he said, Dad, I want to be an engineer. I want to own my own lab. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, what kind of 8-year-old says that? But
Yeah.
he stuck with it. He still enjoys math and science. It's his go-to. So I'm trying to push him into that. Something
Yeah.
that I didn't have.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Definitely. He's leading him in the right direction for sure. For sure. For sure. So let's see. I got this one right here, man. So, what is the best advice you've ever received?
Ooh, ooh. It will be, like I said earlier, it's being able to talk with anybody in this world with respect because you're going to get that same respect back. I spent a lot of my career in the trenches of Houston, talking
Mhm.
Southeast Houston, Southwest Houston, South side of Houston, East side of Houston. I was Northeast Houston. I was there in the trenches. But at the same time, after everything I did, I had no complaints for the way I treated people. You can check my records and everything. There's nothing on there about the mistreatment of anybody because when I would talk to people, it was just with respect. And
Yeah.
no matter where you're from, no matter what you've done, no matter anything like that, it's just if you treat that people with respect, you're gonna get it back. And people
Hmm.
understood that. I think I mean, and it's helped me now. It helps me everywhere I go, especially out in the community, because everybody comes from different circumstances. But at the same time, we're all human beings. Treat that with respect, and you'll be great. It's a great start off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Treat them the way you expect to be treated as well,
Mhm.
guys, for sure. Yes. So, most rewarding part of your job, Mike.
Most rewarding part is just seeing the faces on clients when the end is the end is there, and they
Mhm.
see it, and they realize all the everything that's coming fruition from there, and they're happy to receive anything that they get, and just the help that they get, whether it's going to be citizenship, green cards, it's going to be a settlement check, what we have, and it's just seeing that oh, this is what it was all about. This was what the struggle was for. Going from there,
Going from
and it's
there.
happy. But it's just that's the rewarding part is just trying to find some kind of closure from this these tragic events that people are having, and going from there and just providing that to them, going from
Yeah,
there. But once we do that and do that, we're on to the next one, and we got to do it all over again.
do it all
But
over again. Yeah,
every time we do it, it's just another reward, so we're okay.
yeah. Another reward, but again, trust the process, guys, for
That's what it
sure, for
is.
sure.
Everything's a process in life.
Yes, yes. One call, Mike Law, guys, 1-844-HTX Mike or 346 Mike Law, guys. All right. So if you need some info or anything like that, these guys can help you with. Feel free to give them a call, and they will take care of you as well. All right, guys. So if you're out there tuned in, once again, share the live. We're tuned in here to the Tejano Time podcast. Everybody in our audience over on Houston's Tejano Hits page as well, our YouTube channel, man. It's a big shout out to you guys out there as well. Thank you for tuning in here to the show tonight as well. The biggest illegal issue affecting Texans today, Mike, before we close here in just a bit.
Biggest illegal issue affecting Texas today. Oh, I mean, it kind of depends what area you want to look at. I mean,
Yeah.
we can talk about criminal elements, we can talk about auto accidents, immigration. I mean, if you want to talk auto accidents, which is what I do all the time,
Yeah.
is uninsured motorists. There's so many out there that I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't know it as much until I became a police officer. I started, pulling people over. I saw, but there's so many people out there without insurance, and you're out there driving your big fancy truck that you just bought and everything, and you're so proud of it. And you got hit by a car with no insurance. It ruins your day
Yeah.
because I mean, your vehicle is your baby. Your vehicle gets you to work. Your vehicle takes care of your family and all that. And you're hit by somebody with no insurance. And then you sit there with, hey, I just got, liability coverage on my truck. And then you're stuck with that payment too at the same time. You're like, man, there's
Hmm.
no option for that.
Yeah.
And so that's what I deal with a lot is just having to, deal with that. So when people come to me and ask me like, hey, make sure your coverages are tight, make sure you're covered and protect yourself, because that's one of the most important things is always protecting you and your family, have all that. And if you want to call my office and say, hey, what do you think of this? Or we'll help you out that way too. I'm not an insurance agent, but I'll tell you what we look at when we look at policies and stuff. Going from there.
Hmm. Yeah. So you guys, stay again. If you're tuned in right now, this is some great stuff, guys, coming from Mike. Mike is speaking the truth about a lot of different things here, and just saying what he, it's not what's on the top of his head, but facts. I got there. Most of you guys out there, again, it's I've. Well, has someone ever hit me before without insurance? I can't remember. I would have to ask my wife. I think actually,
How many accidents you been in?
no, 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 not very many, but I know there was one time there, but I'm not sure if I think the car was. No, they didn't run. They stood there. They didn't have insurance. I think
Good.
it was a car, but it was back in the days. But I've never. But yeah, you're right though. There's a lot of many people that I know that I come across that don't have insurance as well. So
Yeah.
that is a fact right there for sure. No problem. Hey, Mike. If there's something we don't ask you during this interview, which we got about maybe 8 or 9 more minutes to go, right though, feel free to jump in and just say something, or if there's something that you want to add that we didn't ask. feel free to
Yeah, I
add
mean,
it as well.
the main thing out there is if you have questions, call us.
Yeah.
We will help you out regardless. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you want to ask questions about criminal cases. I don't care if you want to ask questions about estate planning and stuff. I have a great network here, and they're in and based around Pasadena. They're in and based around Houston. And I have friends throughout Texas. Don't think just because I'm a Pasadena-based attorney that you have to be from Pasadena. No,
Right.
I'm licensed in the state of Texas. I'll go anywhere. I'll
Yeah.
help anybody anywhere with what we got. And like I said, call my office, and I will put you with somebody that I trust personally in saying, hey, you know, this is what we have going from there. And the main thing is don't be afraid to ask. You call my office, it's a free consultation. Like I said, you can call me and ask me anything, and we're there to help you. And so that's one of the big things that, is don't be afraid to get the help. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to see what options you have to protect yourself and go from there.
Yeah.
We, as I said, it's just one call, Mike Law, and then we're there.
Yes, for sure, for sure. And there is Anna. There it is. One call,
There she
Mike Law.
is. And
There
like
it
I said, and
is.
we could do, I mean, you don't have to come to my office. We have phone calls, we have Zoom calls, we have text messaging. I'll send a piece of mail, I'll do air signals, whatever you need to talk to you. We'll take care of it.
There you go, right there,
I'll
right
go to the
there.
radio station if I have to. We'll figure it out.
Yes, definitely. And well, yeah, we're going to do a live as well, guys. All right. So heck yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm just, again, we've got the number out there for everybody to contact you and your
Yeah.
information like that. And we'll share that again before we close as well. Where do you see Mike Law 5 years from now? Or where would you like to see your law from 5 years from
Hosting the
now?
biggest Tejano festival in Pasadena, we'll see.
All right. Yes. Yes. And
Hopefully. No, just continue to grow and continue to be a part of the community and don't give up on what we've been doing. Keep doing it.
yeah.
I don't want to be a big TV show host or anything. I just want to be out there community having a good time at the same time protecting people going from there. But I love doing events. I just want the events to get bigger and have a good time and and just be there for community and just be a staple for Pasadena saying, hey man, this guy brought this here. We're having a good time over here.
Yeah.
Pasadena is Get down Dina again.
Heck yeah. Yeah. That's, yeah, pass it, get down, Dina. And yeah, that'll be something to look forward to in the future. You guys never know what's going to happen, guys. So maybe a festival out there as well, brought to you by, of course, Mike Law, a fest at the Tejano Fest out there or something. You never know. But hey, just throwing it out there, guys. All right. So,
Hey, we don't tell Anna because she'll start it up, and next thing you know, we're gonna be moving.
there she says, hello, Keith Leal. Saludos. Yes. So, hey, guys, again, if you guys have any questions for these guys over here, well, for Mike Law, of course, and the attorneys and the staff that he has there, they can answer. Give them a call. All right. The number's on the screen, guys. Feel free to call them anytime during business hours. Of course, I'm not sure if there's anybody after hours or there's an answering machine or a service or something like that, but give them a call. If you have some important questions that you want to ask, like you said, there's a lot of people out there that are afraid to ask questions, or there's questions that they don't ask. Give them a call. They'll help you. They'll guide you in the right direction. Like he said, he's got a great team of network, around the state of Texas. If he can't do it or he can't do something for you, he's got other people that he can contact within his network as well to put you in that path with the right person. So give him a call. The number's on the screen, guys, right there. And for sure, I mean, it's a lot of information. Again, you're right about that too. There's a lot of things that people don't ask or they're afraid to ask. When they do make that call. She says, I am easy. Let's do it.
I told you she's ready to have
she's ready. She's ready. So finally, Mike, serving people truly means, what does it truly mean to you when you serve your community and your clients there as well, to Mike Hinojosa?
I mean, serving them is awesome. It's a reason to give back and always give back when you can. If you're that person that's able to do the things for people that can't, I always think you should be that person. And just being somewhere people can go and talk to and have a good time at the same time, be there for them. Same. If you have that power and if it's within your power, why aren't you doing it? You need to be out there and helping what you can. Let's make this world a better place. There's no reason the community can't get along. There's no reason you can't be out there helping others at the same time, just enjoying what you do.
Yeah.
So that's just what we try and be.
Awesome. Yes. That's another one right there, man. So, Mike, I couldn't thank you enough for taking the time to join us here on the show tonight to share a little bit about your story and how things got
Yeah.
started with you and your law firm, your days back in law enforcement as well. Always good to catch up with you as well. We're looking forward to the next. You never know. With a lot of things in store as well for Mike Law and community events that we would love to be a part of. And we're working on those details as well. So as they come available, you guys got to listen and watch here on the show as well. So you never know.
Yeah.
Stay tuned as well. So, again, the number, I'm going to flash it up right here, guys. Take a picture of it with your phone right now so you guys can give them a call tomorrow right there. Okay. Any information you may need that could be helpful to you guys, but give them a call and they will take care of you. All right. Mike Law. That's their one call, Mike Law. All right, guys. It's right there on the screen for you. Again, we appreciate you, taking the time to join us here, Mike, and we're looking forward again to the next show.
Yeah, we're having a good
In the
time.
future,
Like I said,
man.
follow our socials at the Mike Law. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all there, and from there you'll see all our events that we do. You'll
Mhm.
see we're very community based, and you'll see all the ones upcoming.
Yeah.
Come out, come see us, have a good time, get some swag, get some shirts, towels, everything. We got everything to give out. You could always have that handy in case you forget the number or in case, but you remember getting our swag from us because we got some good stuff. And like I
Yeah.
said, you'll see our events. You can come out, you can meet me, you can meet my staff. We'll be out there, having fun with the community like we always
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, 100%. These guys are straightforward with it. Very, very, very humble staff as well. So again, follow them on their social media pages. You said you were on Facebook, Instagram. You
All,
guys
all the socials, pretty much, it's at the Mike Law.
at the Mike Law,
Mm-hmm.
guys. Okay, so give them a follow as well, and they'll
Todos hablamos
post.
español in the office, so we're okay.
There you go. That's right. So yeah, man. So that's something to write down, guys. Keep that information that telephone number that is, so you guys can give them a call as well. So again, Mike, gracias. We appreciate you, man. Have a great night, and don't work too hard, my brother.
Keith, thank you, brother. Good seeing you again. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Have a good night.